2S7M Malka is an upgraded variant from the 2S7 Pion self-propelled howitzer. In this variant, Russia has focused on improving the fire control system, as well as improving the power delivery system of the gun engine to achieve better performance. The 2S7M Malka Super Cannon is currently the largest caliber artillery gun currently being used in the Russia-Ukraine war. Moscow has decided to deploy this weapon in large numbers in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. Russian media has claimed that the 2S7 Malka guns has shown very good performance in the ongoing military operation in Ukraine. With powerful destructive power due to its large caliber size and long range, 2S7M Malka has already caused heavy damage to the Ukrainian army. Russia has invested heavily in the modernization of its Soviet-era 2S7M Malka super heavy self-propelled artillery systems, with these systems having first entered service 1976 as the older 2S7 Pion and seeing a 15-year production run. The artillery systems had 203mm barrels and shells, where 155mm systems were the norm, and the 170mm coxswain systems used by neighboring North Korea was already considered abnormally large. Modernized versions of the artillery system began to be received in April 2020, which built on previous improvements made in the 1980s to improve the rate of fire, greater accuracy and the larger ammunition load. The 1980s round of modifications saw the system re-designated as the 2S7M Malka. The latest upgrade saw the system's gearbox, internal communications and radio station replaced, and all Ukrainian-made components phased out entirely, while also improving all major characteristics of the gun, as well as the vehicle's running characteristics and maneuverability. The Malka system is notably based on the chassis of the T-80, the Soviet Union's heaviest class of battle tank, and with much of the infrastructure and one of the main T-80 production lines and maintenance facilities located in Ukraine, investments were required for Russia to be able to fully service the Malka domestically. Malka artillery systems were previously primarily held in storage, and the decision to return them to frontline service and refurbish and modernize them notably comes at a time of high tensions between Russia and NATO and following cuts to Russian defense spending. High explosive charges fired by the system weigh over 100 kilograms and carry 17.8 kilograms of explosive materials, sufficient to leave a 5-meter crater in the ground with a single shot. More expensive active rocket ammunition with laser navigation systems have more recently been integrated onto the artillery system and provide a higher degree of precision. The Malka system can also fire tactical nuclear warheads, which is potentially a highly valuable capability, considering the Russian military's general heavy reliance on the use of such weapons in the event of a war with NATO and the overwhelming numerical disadvantage the Russian army faces on the ground. Despite the considerable strength of their shells, the Mauka has a relatively short engagement range of just 50 kilometers, compared to ranges of approximately 70 kilometers for both the newer and lighter Koletsuya SV and the Korean Koksan, and a 100 kilometers range for the Chinese Type 05. It remains uncertain whether Russia will invest in developing new ammunition types for the systems to extend their ranges and bring them closer to the level of more modern systems. The Soviet Union is the birthplace of various types of advanced weapons, and 2S7 Pion is one of them. Until now, this is still one of the most powerful cannon in the world. It even has the capacity to fire nuclear warheads. The Soviet Union started researching and producing this type of artillery in the 1970s. This is a strategic long-range artillery system that has been produced on a scale of more than 1,000 guns. After its successful development, the Soviet Union expected this to be a weapon that would make a turning point in the battlefield. There was a time when it was thought that the days of artillery systems are over, and they will be replaced by missiles. However, the recent conflicts in Ukraine, Syria and Libya shows the importance of artillery guns. Using artillery guns in the battlefield still creates a devastating effect for the enemy units. Also, artillery is cheaper as compared to missiles. The cost of a single missile can be several times more than that of an artillery shell. Launching a large number of shells on an enemy will create destructive power effects and will also cause panic in the enemy. The 2S7 Pion self-propelled howitzer uses a specially designed crawler chassis. The gun is equipped with a 750 horsepower diesel engine, giving the gun a top speed of 51 km/h and a range of 500 kilometers.